If you like bad 80s to 90s Navy SEAL movies with guys like Charlie Sheen, this gun's for you.
Welcome back to Basement Operator. I'm Elliott Delp. Sparky, back again like he never left. And today we're going to be going over this MP5 build. I had originally got this in order to kind of do a review on an MP5, but ultimately that's retarded because the gun's like 500 years old. I'm going to be telling you guys a little bit about how I have this thing set up and kind of what went into it and why I picked what I picked, and then kind of go over that and give my overall opinions on whether or not it's a useful sub gun in today's world. Because I think that's way more realistic than going over the reliability of an MP5.
Because everybody knows this platform.
Everybody knows it. Everybody's shot it.
Everyone already has an opinion on it.
Probably shot it full auto if you've went to any event ever, because this is like the poster boy for
cult classic.
Oh, I have one and it's full auto. Come to my booth. Let me shoot it.
Yeah.
I feel like everywhere we go, everybody has a full auto MP5.
Everybody just wants to slap it.
Yeah, everybody does want to slap it. Before we kind of go over the kind of loadout and whatnot, I think it's important to give you guys some disclaimers. It's important for you to know where this stuff comes from. We paid for everything on this build except for the can. This is the trusty 9mm can that we run on like literally everything in the world. It's the Otter Creek 9mm can.
I think it's fantastic.
Awesome little suppressor. 9mm suppressed is one of the quietest things you can get your hands on. It's awesome. So we highly recommend you like looking into 9mm suppression at Otter Creek Labs. It's a great place to start. Next things next is Basement Operator. Sparky doesn't have any on and I have some underneath this, but my cameraman told me to change it.
I got some Basement Operator underwear. I just can't show it.
If you want to go see that, you can head on over to the website at basementoperator.com/links.
Only can section.
We probably still have Only Cans merch. You can check us out there. There you can find builds like this MP5 build here over on the channel, and then as well as all the supporters and stuff we like to use is over there on the channel as well. Next things next, and this is the most important because these people keep the channel flowing. All right.
Keep the lights on.
True Shot. True Shot is our ammo supporter here on the channel. Big thank you to True Shot for sending over the ammunition for today's video. We really appreciate them and all their support. If you want to check them out, you can go over to basementoperator.com/links. There you can see at the very top, it's big, it's red, you cannot miss it, is the True Shot link. Make sure to go click that and tell them we sent you. Big thank you to True Shot for supporting us. Let's dive right into the video. Sparky, what do you think?
It's an MP5.
It's an MP5. All right, if you find this video helpful, make sure to hit the like button.
Or if you just like us, you can just like.
I forgot to mention that. So Sparky, this is the SP5, which is the civilian version of the MP5.
H&K.
Developed by H&K. Or H&K? HK? I don't know, I'm illiterate. This thing MSRP's for around $3,000. You might find it a little more expensive, a little bit less expensive, depending on what it is. There's a million MP5 clones out there. Oh yeah. They're all over the place and they range anywhere between like $1,100 to $1,200 all the way up to like $5,000 depending on what type of clone you get. We decided to go with the HK version just because it's OG, classic, tried true. They developed the platform, they developed everything about it. So we wanted to go with the original one. They did not. The original manufacturer. The original manufacturer. They did not send this out. We do not have a relationship with them whatsoever. They don't know who we are. They don't know who we are. Probably never will know who we are. So take that for what you will. This is originally a pistol. It started its life as just a bare bones pistol. It came with a little end plate. We form one it, so turned it into an SBR, and then we picked up a stock. This is, I think, an A2 stock from HK, and it's just a very bare bones stock. There's a ton of options out there on the market for HK stocks. You can get like the ones that collapse into the system, which I really like a lot. You can get the skeletonized versions. You can get the ones that fold. There's really a ton of different HK MP5 style stocks, but I really like this one a lot because it has kind of that traditional look. There's not a lot of options in terms of sling mounting though. As you can see, just loop. We have a paracord looped through, and then so we can attach the quick detach sling here. You could just bypass all that and go straight to it, you know. But then we can't take it off, and we're cheap, and we only have like 2 slings? 6. I counted the other day, we have 6. 6 slings, so we have to be able to swap this one. So this is how we kind of have it set up, paracord to a quick detach, which works.
Yeah.
It works perfectly fine. I have no issues whatsoever with how that's set up. Moving onward, you got the mounting system for the optic. So it's
Is that not QD?
No, it's not. It looks QD.
Looks like it'd be dang close.
It looks QD. I don't know why it's not QD. Talk about a heartbreaker, because I was like, oh, sweet. No.
As soon as you said that, I'm like, that's gotta be QD, but no, I guess it's not.
I don't even know what it's for. You kind of just can look through it. I don't know. Moving on to the mounting system, we have a Midwest Industries rail here on the top. It's kind of janky how these mounting systems attach.
It looks like, oh, there's no way that's holding zero, but it does.
Yeah, I mean, it clamps down here onto these two little metal like ledges and bolts down on, and it locks on. I mean, it's locked. It's locked on there. But I just think it's funny that that's how they're all done.
Yeah, like it holds up.
It's just how it's done. But anyway, it's a Midwest Industries rail here. I think it was like $100 or something like that. That was bought a long time ago. And then to top it off, we have an EOTech EXPS3. This is one of the EOTechs we bounce around on different optics or different firearms for reviews, and you know, it's an EOTech. We've been really, really pleased with it. I mean, we've had it forever. You know, we still use it. So EOTech's been really nice, and we've been really big fans of the optic, mainly because there's a lot of options. You can bounce it between night vision and whatnot. So now we come to the part we've really started to customize here, is the rail system. So this is the Midwest Industries M-LOK rail system. I had initially not planned on getting a rail system for it when doing this build, just because I kind of like the classic aesthetic to it.
OG plastic handguard?
Yeah, the OG plastic handguard. But then it started to lack like a grip and a light. So I was like, you know what? I think I'm just gonna go ahead and swap it out. And I was kind of dreading the swap out. One of the things with buying a new platform is you gotta relearn how everything works. Believe it or not, the swap on this rail was stupid simple. You really just—
2 screws.
Yeah, you pop the pin and these just lock it down. So it's really one screw and it slides down into the receiver. And so it's super simple to use, super easy. There's really nothing to it. You can do it with like an Allen key. And then, so the original one, you can just push it out. You don't even have to do an Allen key to it, which is kind of scary. But I mean, it held up for a little bit prior to the swap. But anyway, so the Midwest Industries rail runs about $150. You have your M-LOK pieces all around the side of it.
Nice, a lot of options.
Yeah, a lot of options. And you have your QD, which is one of the things I like a lot, in having the ability to run a QD point. We have an Aeronox grip here, and then a Streamlight light. You're thinking to yourself, Elliott, why do you have a $100 light on a pretty much $5,000 gun right here?
Because it works.
Because it works, and because we're too poor to keep buying Streamlights. Or not Streamlights. Surefires. Ta-da!
Too poor. $5 grand. What's another $400?
I was already empty.
Reload.
Moving forward from that, we of course have the Otter Creek Labs 9mm can. Now, one good thing about this is it came with a pre-threaded barrel, and it also has the 3-lug adapter if you already have a 3-lug 9mm can, which is nice to you know, just drop down on and
got the option.
Twist, attach, all that great stuff. So that's pretty much the build and loadout of the HK SP5 that we have set up here. I think this is more of a carbine type loadout. This is not a PDW setup by any means. What you would buy this for, what you would have it set up for, is kind of like a bump in the night go gun. You know, you wanted to run 9mm, you didn't want to run like a 5.56 or 300 blackout.
If you're worried about over penetration.
If you're worried about over penetration, and you wanted just a very reliable like sub gun. Yeah. So I think this fits that build really well. The real question is are there better options out there?
For the money, I'd say. Right off the bat, for the money, yes. You can go a whole lot cheaper. For me, an MP5, like, sure, it's cool. Like, yeah, like everyone's seen it, everybody wants one. I'd have one just completely OG stock just to have one. Say, oh, yeah, I got an MP5, want to shoot it? Here you go. But setting it up like this, it's like, okay, yeah, but there's a bunch of other firearms that you can go a whole lot cheaper.
And do tactical
and do the same thing. But now this is pretty slick. Like, not everybody has this. This is gonna, you pull this bad boy out the range.
Yeah, but you know, you can keep in mind, you can get an MP5 clone for $1,500.
Well, yeah, but it's not
It's not an HK.
Yeah, like you pull out a real HK, tricked out, oh, you're going to attract some attention.
Exactly.
This thing, it is sweet.
It works. It's reliable.
But if you're looking for...
It doesn't cater to any type of budget build.
No, if you're looking for a home defense firearm, or even a truck gun, you can go a whole lot cheaper and still get something stupid good quality. That's going to, you know. But if you like an HK, you like an MP5, you grew up watching Navy SEALs with Charlie Sheen, and you just want it, like, go for it.
Right.
I mean, back in the airsoft days, I had an MP5. Like,
yeah.
Like,
so what would you say would be an alternative carbine rifle setup?
PSA AK9.
Yeah.
I'd have that every day of the week.
Why do you like that one over this one though?
I don't know. It feels better to me. I'm not a huge fan of the fixed stock on MP5. I'd rather have the collapsible.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just, after shooting both of them and kind of playing with them, I like the AK better. But this is still a slick platform. Like, my personal preference, if money wasn't an option, you set them both down, I'm probably still gonna grab the AK.
Yeah.
Just because, I don't know. Like, to me, it doesn't do anything for me to have a HK MP5, but it still is stupid cool. I'm never gonna hate on somebody for having one.
Right.
For me,
but it's just not your personal preference.
It's not my preferred pistol caliber carbine.
I think that's a valid argument on, you know, it's just not your personal preference. I really like the MP5. I like, you know, how we set it up here. Like I said, it's kind of a carbine style setup. It's more rifle than subgun.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think it's comfortable. I think thing shoots quick. You can get a lot of rounds off really quick. And I mean, it's just a very reliable, sweet platform. It's got a nice gas system in it. I really like the rollback system on it. I like the smack on it. Of course, you know,
I'm more of a reach around guy, so.
I'm sure you are a reach around guy, Sparky. It offers a lot of nice features. One of the things I don't like about the MP5, and this is just due to its dated system, it doesn't have a last round bolt hold open. That's kind of one of the drawbacks to it. And I mean, you're talking about a $3,000 gun with a $5,000 setup. You know, that critique is a valid critique.
Yeah. But then that's why you don't buy an MP5.
Yeah, and that's why people don't buy MP5s. I'm the only person I know that has an MP5.
Yeah.
You know, and we're deep into the gun culture here where we're at. So it's just a very niche thing, but I think it's a very cool niche thing that if you wanted to put all your eggs in a basket, you won't necessarily be...
you won't be disappointed in spending the money for a real MP5. You will not be disappointed.
And they hold their value really well too. So I think this caters to somebody that is a really big fan of HK products. They want to literally buy once, cry once. They want to get a 9mm carbine rifle, and that's what they want. They don't. Yeah. They want to have it for a range day toy. There's not a lot of like other practical, like you can't hunt with it. It's not a good truck gun with how we have it loaded out here. But it does serve a purpose in terms of, you know, if you want a nice carbine, like maybe you don't want an AR-15. Maybe you want, you know,
something a little different.
Something a little different.
The pop culture side of an MP5
caters to that, and you can do everything with an MP5 that you can do with a shorter, you know, 5.56 or 9mm AR-15. Like, you can shoot out to 100 yards with it. You can do most all of the tactical things you would do. You can run classes with it. Now, you're not taking it and shooting at long range with it, but you can do most everything else with the MP5 setup. And I think how we have it here, I like it a lot. It's definitely not for everybody, and it's definitely not the most budget friendly. But I think the elegance and nuance and the you know, pop culture phenomenon that is the MP5, I think it's an awesome build, and I think it's something we can definitely keep here on the channel.
That's the thing I like about like growing up watching like those movies and reading all like the stuff like the British SAS right there. Like, so like that kind of stuff, it's cool. Like, I like it. I'd buy one. But at the same time, I'm like, okay, if
there's other options available,
it depends what you're doing. Like if I'm just buying it to round out the collection, 100% I'm buying one. But if like, hey, Coleman, you got to pick a gun for this application, I'm not buying that.
Yeah.
Like just because I'm too cheap. I'm like, okay, bang for buck. Okay, I can spend $2,000 compared to $5,000, and that $2,000 does it for does the same exact thing. But like I said, to round out the collection and just gun culture, MP5 is stupid cool.
And maybe, Sparky, we get a collapsible stock for it.
Oh, did you? Oh boy, don't tell me that.
All right. So if you want to check out this build, make sure to check it out at basementoperator.com/builds. You can find everything there. Make sure to hit the like and subscribe button if you found this video entertaining, useful, what you may have it. And make sure to follow us on Instagram. Big thank you to supporters on the channel. We'll see you guys on the next one. As always, take someone outdoors. Peace.
Bye.
I'll French tuck your mom.